Hi guys, so welcome back. Thought I would do a 3-month review on our reselling journey because a lot has happened, to be fair, in these last 3 months. Um, if you can hear a bit of a rumble in the background, our neighbours are doing some building work. They've got a Kango going, but I've got a new mic, so I don't have to talk so loud, um, which is really handy, to be honest, because I've got a bit of a croak going on. Um, Director of operations, wife, she's at work at the minute, so as usual, it's me who's got to do this. So, what's been happening over the last 3 months? So, firstly, was what have we earned? So, we've worked it out. We've basically earned a month's mortgage, which for us is superb. That's the whole point of us doing this reselling. Try and get the mortgage paid earlier. With Steph being that little bit older than me, I don't want to be 67 when it's paid off. We want to get it paid off and actually try and enjoy our retirement. So the whole point of this is to try and get this mortgage paid off as quick as possible, and then we can start having some fun. Our kids are grown up, they've moved on, so it's just the two of us. And with the way things are, yeah, let's get this mortgage paid off as quick as possible. The other thing which we learnt was the charity shop. I did actually do a video on this because we were surprised at the costs of the stuff in there. I think there's a few reasons behind that. One of them, I think, was the area we went to. It was quite an affluent area, and that's probably why they had the charges or put their prices a bit higher, I think, than normal. Possibly, I don't know. But yeah, the area we went to, there's a lot of money. I think they're forgetting that not the whole area is not just full of money, but I don't know. Greed possibly plays a part in it. I don't know. From my understanding, these charity shops have sort of set levels of costs and whatnot, or charges. So that probably played a part in it. And then also our lack of knowledge, which recognising a bargain or recognising a deal or something like that. But with any luck, as time goes on, that'll be something which we'll learn. So we just decided that we're just going to stick to Vinted and eBay for the time being, and the odd sort of brick and brack shop. Because of work commitments, etc., we've not really had a chance to go to boot sales, but we've picked a few bits and bobs up. So yeah, at least we got some stock to sell. But yeah, really surprised with the charity shops. But there you go. But yeah, like I said, I think part of that is our lack of knowledge of what we're looking at. But then that comes with experience. The other thing which we learned, which was quite comical to be honest, was you can actually post parcels without a label. When did that happen? It was just so weird and out of our comfort zone to just put something in a box without a label on. That morning was just ridiculously stressful. The M25 was shut and we had to go to a post office. We couldn't even get out of the village because of the amount of traffic going or diverting. That was ridiculous. We went to the shop. They didn't print the label. We just had no idea what we was doing. It was ridiculous. Looking at the app, we walked home. I think we must have walked about 5 miles that morning, just trying to figure out how we posted this stuff. And in the end, there was a lady there who was doing it. She said, well, this is what you do. She showed us. We just took a punt and posted it. And we were both so worried because I think that morning was the most sales we had. And 3 of them had to go into this unlabeled box. And we were both bricking it. Both monitoring the update from InPost. And when they were finally delivered, it was just ridiculous. It was just such a huge relief because we were both so worried about it. But yeah, who knew you can post stuff without labels? When did that happen? And the last thing, which I suppose is the biggest thing, we was over our allotment about 2 weeks ago on the Saturday, and I got a message pop up saying about shipment hadn't been delivered. One of our tracksuit bottoms hadn't been delivered. The message back was saying something, it was on the verge to me of being rude. It was something about trustworthy or something like that, but you know, I didn't buy it. Straight away I sent him a message back saying I'll look into it, bear with me. I then went on to, was it Every's website. They were showing it as delivered, so I went back to them again saying that it's been delivered. And then another message saying, have you located it? And I received nothing back, which I thought was a bit odd. So then I thought, well, maybe they've received it all right. And then I got an email from eBay saying that they've opened up a claim, which I think was when they first initially sent that first message. And you have to message them within a day, I think it was, otherwise eBay was going to get involved. I thought, I've already sent 3. So no, so I went through the web instead of the app, sent a copy of the photo of where the shipment was left, plus a copy of the, I think they, with this it's like a map and a photo of where they left it. So I sent that to them, and that was a week ago and I still haven't heard anything. eBay sent me the money, so I have no idea if this is resolved or not. I'm hoping it is, because they sent me the money. I've received no other emails, which was about a week ago. No messages on the eBay app. So I don't know. Do I just wait and see? I've got no idea. So yeah, that was a bit of a shame and a bit of a worry, because obviously I imagine everybody doesn't want to go through packages not being delivered. You just want to get them posted and out the door and delivered and a happy customer. But yeah, it is what it is. So with any luck, they did find it and they just haven't been bothered to message me back. So yeah, so it has been a pretty eventful 3 months. We've learned a lot. We still haven't learned how to negotiate a charity shop yet, but we're trying. Got quite a few bits to put on eBay and Vinted, because that's the other thing which we learned, cross-selling, which is huge. First of all, when we first started, it was just eBay, or we just picked one of them where we think we'd have more chance of selling. So it was either eBay, or it was Marketplace, or it was Vinted, where now we're just putting it on all 3. Because surprisingly, I don't know when this transition happened, we seem to have had more sales from Vinted than what we have from eBay. Now, well before I started doing all of this, eBay was always my my go-to for anything like that. So obviously something's happened, maybe costs, maybe trust, I don't know, but Vinted just seems to be the place to go for most people now. And I'd say 80% of our sales has all been through Vinted, and it's just weird. So I've had something on eBay maybe for, this was previous, before we proper started cross-selling, might have something on eBay for a month, like that Saturday morning with the labels, put them on Vinted that morning. I think I'd sold 1 pair of trainers within 2 minutes, and then by the end of the hour I'd sold 3 things, and they've been on eBay for ages. So yeah, so that's the other thing, cross-selling, it works, and yeah, wish we'd started that right at the beginning. So like I said, we've got quite a few bits and bobs which we're going to put on. Some bits have been from a brick-and-brack shop. Some bits are stuff on the home, where we're going through and we're just getting rid of stuff and whatnot. So give me a minute, and well, don't give me a minute, because it won't be a minute when I push pause. I'll show you what we got in my little box, and then I'll round it up and we'll say goodbye. Okay, so these are the few bits and bobs which we got to get onto eBay over the next, and Vinted over the next couple of days. So we've got a Dungeons and Dragons starter set. That's brand new, still sealed. That was, I think, a couple of quid. Crufts sprinkler. That was £1. These were from a little brick and brack shop. Some little kiddie shoes. These were actually our grandson's. I don't think he ever wore them, to be honest. So they'll be going on. A pair of slippers. These were mine, and I didn't wear them. Now this was from an old Dyson, which doesn't work, and I saw that they're selling these on eBay, so I thought, well, why not? It's going to go in the bin anyway, so let's give it a go. A Boardman jacket. So this was actually given to me. That's going to be going on. Boardman's a good make. I didn't wear it. The guy who gave it to me, he never wore it because it was too tight for him. So with any luck, should get a few quid for that. This was just a couple of quid, just a little dog mat. So with any luck, who knows? And then this is what I got from Vinted. I've not even opened this yet, so let's have a little look. So it's just some bits and bobs which I got off Vinted. It was a little pack of clothes. So Nike shorts, they always sell. Being a runner, can't go wrong with Nike. And then this is obviously something which is going to be pretty specialist, but to be honest, this lot cost me £3.50. So, you know, it's going to be worth something to someone, isn't it? This is really nice, actually. This is a nice jacket, and like I say, it's going to be worth South Wales something football, whatever, but really nice. And to be honest, like I said, £3.50 for this lot. It's going to be worth something to someone, and with any luck, a nice bit of profit in this lot, but we will see. All we can do is just keep trying. Let's bring you back. Like I say, all we can do is just keep trying, keep plugging away. The whole point of it, like I said earlier, is to try and get the mortgage paid off that little bit earlier. So anything we make, just going in a pot and, you know, plugging away, chipping away at it. So let's see. So anyway, guys, appreciate you watching. Appreciate you following. I know I'll waffle on a little bit, but you know, it's all new. Reselling's new. All this is new. I keep sort of making my little videos and stuff like that. And sometimes I lose my way when I'm chatting, but I'm not going to keep editing stuff. So guys, appreciate you watching, and we'll catch up again soon.